So you have a 57% chance of failing at your biggest goal this year, and it actually has absolutely nothing to do with your willpower.
Right. It has everything to do with who is literally sitting next to you right now.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We are jumping straight into the science of discipline, beating laziness, and engineering a life where hitting your goals just becomes automatic.
Because that whole lone wolf hustle myth, the data completely shatters it. I mean, we treat motivation like this battery we just need to charge up.
While completely ignoring the environment that's actively draining it.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at the facts, your physical environment shapes your reality way more than your internal drive.
So how much more are we talking about here?
Well, there was this massive 32-year longitudinal study tracking around 12,000 people, and it revealed that your environment influences your behavior by a staggering 57%.
Wow, 57%. That is huge.
Yeah. So if the people around you are physically unfit or, financially stagnant, the math says you are highly likely to just mirror them.
Because your brain subconsciously recalibrates its baseline for what's normal based on your immediate circle.
Right, exactly.
I mean, trying to out-willpower a bad environment is basically like trying to swim against a riptide.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, like instead of just getting out of the water,
Yeah.
you're burning all your cognitive energy just trying to survive the current.
Leaving absolutely zero forward momentum for your actual goals.
Right.
But here's the thing. If our physical environment shapes our goals so much, we really have to look at what happens when our primary environment isn't even physical anymore.
You're talking about the digital riptide.
Exactly. Today, the data shows the average person checks their phone 144 times a day.
144 times. That shatters your focus completely.
It does. Leading tech innovators have flat out called short-form content the worst modern invention because of how it just annihilates attention spans. Work feels agonizingly boring because your baseline has been artificially spiked.
Okay, I have to challenge this a little bit, though.
Sure.
Is the phone really the ultimate villain here? Or is our susceptibility to scrolling 144 times a day just a symptom of lacking a really deep personal why?
How do you mean?
Well, like if you are driven by this fierce desire to succeed, or even using past trauma as high-octane fuel, doesn't that digital riptide kind of lose its grip on you?
I mean, a strong why is your foundation, obviously, but we can't ignore the biological mechanism at play here. Your brain regulates motivation via dopamine receptors.
Right.
So when you flood the system with cheap digital dopamine all day, your brain physically reduces its receptors to cope. That's why normal tasks suddenly feel like torture.
Okay, that makes sense. So how do we fix their receptors?
The proposed fix is a 72-hour dopamine detox.
3 whole days.
Yeah. And that 3-day window isn't just some arbitrary self-help challenge. It's actually the biological time required for those dopamine receptors to literally regrow and reset your baseline.
Okay, but even with reset receptors and a strong why, people still freeze up when they look at a massive goal.
Oh, absolutely. There's a documented phenomenon called psychological suffocation.
Psychological suffocation.
Yeah, so when a goal feels too distant, your amygdala triggers a fear response, and that actually shuts down the prefrontal cortex, which is the logical planning part of your brain.
So how do we bypass that neurological shutdown?
The research points to small wins. Achieving tiny, almost microscopic progress boosts your motivation far more effectively than massive financial rewards or peer recognition.
Oh, wow. So your brain needs immediate, tangible proof that the effort is working to justify spending the energy.
Exactly.
So laying a single brick perfectly isn't just like a motivational poster quote.
Yeah.
It's a literal neurological hack.
Spot on.
Breaking a massive goal like making millions down into something as tiny as just opening an Instagram business page, that releases a microdose of dopamine, right?
Yes. It chemically bridges the gap to the next brick, completely avoiding that psychological suffocation. Every small win proves to your nervous system that your plan is viable.
But sustaining that momentum long term, that requires externalizing the goal, doesn't it?
It does. Habit formation data shows that simply writing down your goals yields a 42% success rate.
Just from writing it down.
Just from writing it down. And that jumps to 70% if you add an accountability partner.
Taking a goal out of your head and putting it into the physical world makes it less of a threat and more of an actionable reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And crossing the finish line into total automation, that takes a very specific amount of time. The behavioral data pinpoints exactly 66 days to form a habit where absolutely zero willpower is required.
66 days.
Yep. Over those 66 days, you are physically thickening neural pathways.
So the first few weeks are a conscious struggle, but cross that 66-day horizon, and the behavior becomes your brain's path of least resistance.
Right, it becomes as mindless as waking up. You aren't pushing a broken car up a steep hill anymore. You've built an engine that just runs on its own.
So to pull this whole formula together for you listening, write down your deep why. Give yourself a 72-hour focused detox to literally regrow your dopamine receptors.
Chase those single brick small wins.
Right. Feed your brain those microdoses of momentum. And finally, push through that 66-day neuroplasticity barrier with an accountability partner.
That is the complete blueprint.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought for you to chew on. If discipline isn't a permanent struggle, but just a temporary 66-day bridge to an automatic habit, what 66-day bridge do you need to start building for yourself today?